Imagine you're in a conversation with someone you're genuinely interested in, and suddenly, everything just clicks. Have you ever wondered what it is that creates that magical connection? Maybe it's not what you're saying, but how you're saying it. I've been there too, trying to figure out what makes someone feel truly seen and understood. Today, I want to share a little secret with you. Something rooted in ancient wisdom but incredibly powerful in modern relationships. Stay with me. This might just change the way you approach connections forever. The power of words, unlocking emotional connection. Have you ever noticed how some people can make you feel completely understood with just a few words? That's the true power of communication. It's not just about what we say, but how our words resonate with others. Emotional connection isn't built on grand gestures or complicated phrases. It's forged in the subtle nuances of language and tone. Here's the truth. Women are highly attuned to emotional intelligence. Studies show that emotional depth in conversations is often a key factor in building attraction. But this doesn't mean you have to be a poet or overly expressive. Sometimes the simplest words, when spoken with authenticity, can have the most profound impact. For instance, instead of trying to impress someone with elaborate compliments, consider acknowledging their feelings or showing curiosity about their thoughts. A genuine "I understand" or "tell me more about that" can open a floodgate of trust and connection. These phrases show empathy and attentiveness, qualities that are universally attractive. In a world where superficial interactions are the norm, standing out means diving deeper. People don't remember every word you say, but they will remember how you made them feel. So focus on being present. Listen without distractions, respond with sincerity, and let your words carry the weight of your attention. Ancient philosophies like Stoicism emphasize the importance of intentional speech. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, often reflected on the idea that words should be tools of clarity and purpose, not vanity. Adopting this principle doesn't just make you a better communicator. It transforms the way you build relationships. At the heart of emotional connection lies a simple truth. It's not about impressing others. It's about being genuinely interested in them. This shift in mindset can change everything. Words, when used thoughtfully, have the power to heal, inspire, and create lasting bonds. How to speak her language without saying much. There's an old saying, actions speak louder than words. But when it comes to emotional connection, sometimes it's not about what you say, but how you say it, or even what you leave unsaid. Women are naturally tuned to pick up on subtleties, your tone, your body language, your intent. Speaking her language doesn't mean reciting poetry. It means understanding the dynamics of communication on a deeper level. First, silence can be powerful. Often, men feel the need to fill every pause with words, but sometimes the most meaningful moments happen in silence. A gentle nod, a warm smile, or even just holding her gaze for an extra second communicates more than words ever could. These non-verbal cues build intimacy because they show that you're fully present and emotionally in tune. Another key aspect is mirroring. When you reflect someone's emotions or even their mannerisms subtly, it creates an unspoken bond. For example, if she's speaking about something exciting, let your tone and energy reflect her enthusiasm. If she's sharing something personal, soften your voice and show understanding through your posture and expressions. This isn't manipulation, it's empathy in action. Listening is also speaking her language. Active listening, where you truly focus on her words without formulating your response in advance, is rare but transformative. A well-placed "that makes sense" or "I can see why you feel that way" reassures her that you're not just hearing her, you're understanding her. These simple phrases go a long way in building trust and emotional depth. Most importantly, authenticity matters. If your words are empty or your gestures feel rehearsed, she will notice. Speak from the heart, even if your words are simple. A sincere, "I appreciate that you shared this with me," carries more weight than a grand statement. Women value connection over performance, and sincerity always shines through. Ultimately, speaking her language means recognizing that every interaction is a dance of emotions, intent, and understanding. By being present, listening actively, and expressing yourself authentically, you can communicate volumes without needing to say much at all. Ancient wisdom for modern relationships. In a world dominated by fleeting connections and surface-level interactions, the search for deeper, more meaningful relationships can feel like a daunting challenge. Yet, the wisdom of ancient philosophies, such as Stoicism, offers timeless principles that can transform how we connect with others. These teachings are not only profound, but also surprisingly practical, providing a blueprint for navigating the complexities of modern relationships. One of the key lessons from Stoicism is the concept of understanding what is within your control and what is not. When applied to relationships, this principle teaches us to focus on our own actions, thoughts, and emotions rather than trying to control or manipulate others. This mindset shift fosters authenticity and reduces unnecessary frustration, making room for healthier and more balanced connections. Another core idea in Stoic philosophy is the importance of active listening. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the value of seeking to understand before responding. In relationships, this means creating space for the other person to express themselves fully. When you truly listen, not just to respond but to understand, you communicate respect and empathy, laying the foundation for a stronger bond. Additionally, Stoicism encourages emotional resilience. Instead of being swept away by fleeting emotions, the Stoics taught the importance of grounding oneself in rational thinking and self-awareness. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means acknowledging them without letting them dictate your actions. In a relationship, this can be the difference between reacting impulsively and responding thoughtfully, creating a calmer and more supportive dynamic. The Stoics also believed in living with intention. Every word and action should be purposeful, contributing to the kind of person you strive to be. In modern relationships, this translates to being present and mindful in your interactions. Whether it's through small gestures of kindness or taking the time to have meaningful conversations, intentionality signals care and commitment. Perhaps the most powerful Stoic insight is the idea of viewing relationships as opportunities for growth. Instead of fearing conflict or imperfections, embrace them as part of the human experience. Challenges within relationships can teach patience, humility, and adaptability, qualities that not only enhance your personal development, but also deepen your connections with others. By blending ancient Stoic wisdom with modern relationship dynamics, you gain a perspective that is both grounded and transformative. It's not about following rigid rules, but rather cultivating a mindset that values authenticity, empathy, and resilience. These timeless principles remind us that, at its core, a meaningful relationship is built on understanding, mutual growth, and the courage to be genuinely present. The two words that transform attraction into bonding. What if the key to unlocking a deep connection lies in just two simple words? While it may sound almost too good to be true, the reality is that relationships thrive on small, meaningful actions and expressions that convey trust, understanding, and emotional intimacy. These two words, when used intentionally and authentically, have the power to shift a fleeting moment of attraction into the beginning of a genuine bond. The first word is I. It might seem mundane or self-centered at first glance, but its true power lies in its ability to signify vulnerability and presence. When you say, "I feel," "I think," or "I believe," You are not only expressing your thoughts and emotions, but also opening a window into your inner world. This act of sharing creates a bridge of trust, signaling that you are willing to take emotional risks and inviting the other person to do the same. The second word is you. While I invites openness, you shifts the focus outward, signaling attention and empathy. Statements like, "I hear you," or "I see your perspective," show that you value the other person's experiences and emotions. It's not just about acknowledging their presence, it's about validating their humanity. This validation is crucial in building a sense of safety and connection, which forms the foundation of any meaningful relationship. What makes these words so powerful is not just their individual meaning, but how they interact. When you combine I and you in thoughtful ways, "I understand you," "I appreciate you," or "I trust you," you're doing more than just speaking. You're weaving a narrative of mutual respect and care, which deepens the emotional bond. The psychology behind these phrases is rooted in our need for acknowledgement and connection. Studies show that feeling heard and understood activates the brain's reward centers, fostering positive associations with the person delivering that validation. This is why even a seemingly simple "I'm here for you" can resonate so deeply, especially in moments of vulnerability or uncertainty. But as simple as these two words are, their power lies in their sincerity. People can sense when words are empty or rehearsed, so it's essential to use them authentically. These words are not about manipulation or strategy, they're about creating real, meaningful interactions. The goal isn't to impress, but to connect. Attraction may ignite the spark, but bonding sustains the fire. By consciously using I and you to convey openness, understanding, and empathy, you can transform surface-level interactions into the kind of deep, lasting connections that we all crave. Secrets to building genuine emotional chemistry. Emotional chemistry is often described as the intangible spark that makes a relationship feel magical. But it's not just luck or coincidence. It's something that can be cultivated with intention and awareness. The truth is, emotional chemistry isn't about charm or appearances. It's about creating an environment where trust, empathy, and vulnerability can flourish. The foundation of emotional chemistry lies in authenticity. Pretending to be someone you're not, or exaggerating your qualities, might create temporary attraction, but it won't lead to a meaningful connection. People are drawn to sincerity because it fosters a sense of safety. When you show up as your true self, flaws and all, you invite the other person to do the same. This mutual openness is the first step toward genuine emotional bonding. Another key factor is empathy. Emotional chemistry is rooted in the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. This doesn't mean you need to agree with everything they say or feel, but showing that you're willing to listen and understand their perspective creates a powerful sense of connection. Simple phrases like, "I see where you're coming from," or "that must have been hard for you," can bridge emotional gaps and build trust. Shared experiences and mutual interests also play a significant role. Emotional chemistry often flourishes when two people can find common ground, whether it's through shared hobbies, similar life goals, or even facing challenges together. These shared moments create memories and deepen the emotional connection, turning attraction into something more profound and lasting. Vulnerability is another cornerstone. Emotional chemistry grows strongest when both parties feel they can express their fears, dreams, and insecurities without judgment. When you're willing to share your vulnerabilities, you show that you trust the other person with your inner world. This trust is often reciprocated, creating a feedback loop of openness and intimacy that strengthens the bond. Physical presence and non-verbal communication are equally important. A soft glance, a reassuring touch, or even the tone of your voice can convey emotions more powerfully than words. These subtle signals often align with what psychologists call emotional contagion, where emotions are mirrored and amplified between people. This creates a sense of harmony and emotional alignment that is crucial for chemistry. Lastly, patience plays a critical role. Emotional chemistry doesn't always happen instantly. It can take time to develop. By being present and attentive, without rushing or forcing the connection, you allow the relationship to evolve naturally. The depth of emotional chemistry often lies in its gradual unfolding as trust and understanding grow over time. By focusing on authenticity, empathy, shared experiences, and vulnerability, you can foster genuine emotional chemistry that goes beyond superficial attraction. It's about creating a space where both people feel seen, heard, and valued, an environment that transforms fleeting moments into lasting connections. What women really want to hear from you. Understanding what women genuinely want to hear is not about memorizing charming phrases or rehearsing compliments. It's about connecting on an emotional level and making them feel seen, heard, and valued. The key lies in authenticity, empathy, and the ability to communicate in a way that resonates deeply with her unique experiences and emotions. First and foremost, women want to hear that you're genuinely paying attention. A simple phrase like, "I noticed," followed by something specific about her actions, thoughts, or achievements, can be incredibly meaningful. For example, "I noticed how much effort you put into that presentation. It really stood out," shows not only that you're observant, but also that you appreciate her hard work. These small acknowledgements create a sense of validation, which is a cornerstone of emotional connection. Another thing women value is emotional safety. Statements that convey understanding, such as, "I get why that upset you," or "That makes perfect sense," show that you're not dismissing her feelings, but instead validating them. Emotional safety doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says. It means creating a space where she feels comfortable expressing herself without fear of judgment. This kind of communication builds trust and strengthens the bond between you. Sincerity is crucial when expressing admiration or affection. Instead of generic compliments, focus on what makes her uniquely special. Telling her, "I really admire how you handle challenges with so much grace," is far more impactful than saying, "You're amazing." The former shows that you've paid attention to her character, not just her appearance, and it demonstrates genuine respect. Women also want to hear that you value the relationship and are willing to invest in it. Simple but meaningful phrases like, "I'm grateful to have you in my life," or "I want to make sure we keep growing together," express commitment and emotional depth. These words reassure her that the connection is not superficial, but something you cherish and want to nurture. Curiosity about her inner world is another powerful way to connect. Asking open-ended questions like, "What's been inspiring you lately?" or "How do you really feel about that?" not only shows that you're interested in her thoughts, but also gives her the opportunity to open up. This type of conversation fosters intimacy and helps you understand her on a deeper level. Finally, women appreciate honesty even when it's difficult. Sharing your true feelings, whether they're about your own struggles or your hopes for the relationship, demonstrates vulnerability. Phrases like, "I feel nervous sharing this, but it's important to me," or "I don't have all the answers, but I want to figure it out together," show that you trust her enough to be real. Vulnerability invites connection and makes the relationship more authentic. What women want to hear isn't about saying the right things, it's about speaking with intention and heart. By focusing on validation, emotional safety, sincerity, and curiosity, you can create conversations that go beyond surface-level interactions. These words have the power to deepen your connection and create a bond that feels both meaningful and enduring. Creating deep connections with simple phrases. In a world that often glorifies grand gestures and elaborate declarations, It's easy to overlook the profound impact of simple, thoughtful phrases. Yet some of the most meaningful connections are built not through complexity, but through clarity, sincerity, and a genuine focus on the other person. These simple phrases, when used with intent, can create deep emotional connections that leave lasting impressions. At the heart of these connections is the ability to make someone feel seen and valued. A phrase as straightforward as "I'm here for you" can carry immense weight. It tells the other person that they are not alone, no matter the circumstances. This assurance fosters trust, a fundamental element of any deep relationship. Another powerful phrase is, "I understand." While it may seem basic, its impact is significant when delivered with genuine empathy. These two words validate the other person's feelings and experiences, creating a safe space for vulnerability. When someone feels understood, they are more likely to open up, strengthening the bond between you. "I appreciate you" is another transformative phrase. It goes beyond surface-level compliments to acknowledge the other person's intrinsic value. Whether it's recognizing their efforts, their personality, or their impact on your life, this phrase conveys gratitude and admiration. Appreciation is a cornerstone of connection because it emphasizes the uniqueness of the individual. Phrases like "tell me more" or "how can I support you" also invite deeper conversations. They demonstrate curiosity about the other person's inner world and a willingness to engage with their thoughts and emotions. This level of attentiveness signals respect and prioritizes the relationship, making the other person feel valued and important. The tone and delivery of these phrases are as important as the words themselves. A soft, steady tone conveys sincerity, while genuine eye contact reinforces that you are fully present. Nonverbal cues like a slight nod or an open posture further enhance the connection, showing that your attention is undivided. It's important to remember that these phrases are not magic tricks or tools for manipulation. Their effectiveness comes from authenticity. When you say, "I care about how you feel," it should stem from a genuine place of concern and interest. People can instinctively sense insincerity, so the key to building deep connections lies in being real and present. Lastly, timing matters. A simple phrase offered in the right moment, during a tough day, a vulnerable conversation, or a moment of triumph, can resonate profoundly. When you respond to the emotional context, your words gain even greater meaning and impact. Deep connections are not built overnight, but with consistency and intentionality, they can grow over time. Simple phrases, when spoken with care and authenticity, become bridges that bring people closer together. They remind us that the most profound relationships often thrive on the power of words spoken with love, respect, and understanding. The Stoic approach to winning her heart. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy focused on self-control, wisdom, and virtue, might not seem like an obvious source of inspiration for modern relationships. However, its timeless principles offer profound insights into how to cultivate meaningful connections. Winning her heart doesn't mean manipulation or grand gestures. It's about embodying qualities that naturally draw people in. Authenticity, emotional balance, and respect. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is the focus on controlling what you can and letting go of what you can't. In relationships, this means understanding that you can't control how someone feels about you, but you can control how you show up. Demonstrating consistency, reliability, and honesty builds trust and respect over time. Instead of trying to impress her with words, let your actions reflect your values. When you live authentically and with integrity, you naturally attract those who align with your character. Emotional resilience is another cornerstone of Stoicism that deeply impacts relationships. Life is full of challenges, and relationships are no exception. The Stoics taught that while you can't avoid adversity, you can choose how to respond. By practicing emotional balance, you show that you are a steady and reliable presence even in difficult times. Women are often drawn to men who can handle challenges with grace and strength because it signals emotional maturity and security. Listening and understanding are also integral to the Stoic approach. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of seeking to understand others without judgment. This applies directly to relationships. When you listen to her without interrupting or trying to fix everything, you communicate respect and empathy. Phrases like, "I hear you," or "tell me how you're feeling," are simple yet powerful ways to show that her thoughts and emotions matter. Humility is another trait emphasized by Stoicism. Recognizing your own limitations and being open to growth not only enhances your character, but also makes you more approachable. In relationships, this means admitting when you're wrong and being willing to learn from mistakes. A man who can apologize sincerely and work on self-improvement demonstrates a level of maturity that is incredibly attractive. Gratitude, a central theme in Stoic philosophy, also plays a vital role in winning her heart. The Stoics believed in appreciating what you have, rather than constantly yearning for more. In the context of a relationship, expressing gratitude for her presence, qualities, and contributions fosters a deeper emotional bond. Simple expressions like, "I'm so grateful for the way you support me," or "I appreciate how thoughtful you are," can strengthen the connection and make her feel valued. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us to focus on living with purpose. This means being intentional about your actions and words, ensuring they align with your values and goals. When you approach relationships with a clear sense of purpose, whether it's to nurture a partnership or build a family, it creates a foundation of trust and shared vision. Women are often drawn to men who have a sense of direction because it signals stability and commitment. The Stoic approach to winning her heart is not about tactics or tricks. It's about embodying qualities that foster trust, respect, and emotional depth. By focusing on authenticity, emotional resilience, active listening, humility, gratitude, and purpose, you cultivate a connection that is not only meaningful, but also enduring. Winning someone's heart and building a meaningful connection isn't about flashy gestures or perfectly crafted words. It's about being authentic, present, and intentional in your actions and communication. By applying these principles and focusing on mutual respect, empathy, and understanding, you can create relationships that are not just built on attraction, but on trust and shared growth. Remember, the key lies in consistency and sincerity. The smallest gestures, the most thoughtful words, and the willingness to truly listen can have the most profound impact. When you approach relationships with honesty and a genuine desire to connect, you set the foundation for something truly lasting. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these ideas. If you found value in this, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and let me know what resonated with you most. Until next time, stay mindful, stay connected, and take care.